I'm going to do this one to provoke and to goad you all a little bit. I, for one, do not think General Patton was all that based, and here I'll tell you why. Because, as my granddad told me, in his division, his army division, the 45th Infantry Division, the Thunderbirds. Go ahead, look it up. I don't mind. I don't give a shit. The dirtiest work, some of the hardest fighting in the Mediterranean theater was already over. The invasion of Sicily, the Anzio beachhead, the invasion of the Boot, Salerno, just southern Italy, gradually creeping up into the interior of the country. I mean, part of Granddad's division, the 45th, the more experienced guys had already been there to participate in the landings and the offensive operations on the surrounding islands, including Corsica and no, I don't think Crete, but definitely Sardinia. And so all of this really nasty fighting, which hadn't quite been experienced in this part of the European theater. I mean, most of this was already over. So then the green half of the 45th Infantry, the Thunderbirds, the lucky swastika regiment, lucky swastika division, right? These greenhorns get brought in, and Patton is right behind them. Actually, I think he was moving in from further west. He might have butted heads with Montgomery or some of the Brit generals after Normandy. I don't know the whole story, but yeah, Patton was there, hot on their heels, and living up to that legend he had of himself in his own mind. Patton gave the newcomers, these green guys, remember, a lot of them are probably thirsty for action. They've probably been bored to death moving in through transport, and they want their peace. They want something to write home about what badasses they were, how they got to kill and be real soldiers. Well, Patton gives these guys a hell of a speech, right? Trying to live up to his name. Patton got to play the part of Old Blood and Guts the way he usually did. And apparently, these young guys, these conscripts, just like 90% of everyone else, they got so frothed up that they started machine gunning POWs. That's right. They started killing German and Italian, especially Italian POWs. Why? I don't know. Maybe they were just out for blood. Maybe they were just all fired up. Maybe the entire context of the war just hadn't sunk in for them yet. But that's what happened. Patton certainly didn't help things by referring to POWs per Eisenhower's direction as disarmed enemy combatants, or rather just disarmed enemy. So that's what happened. They killed the Italian army regulars. They killed Wehrmacht regulars. They killed a couple SS men after seeking them out and identifying them by their blood type tattoo under the arm, I believe, or on the upper chest. And they killed Italian Navy regulars. They killed Italian volunteers. They even killed some Italian civilians. There were things that were done, and no one was spared. And, I don't know. Just what do you say after something like that? I can't have the same image of, based General Patton, the honorable, traditionalist, old-school American general, the way that some kind of like reverent boomers down at the VFW hall do. I'm sorry, I just can't. And you may say, oh, you're not a soldier, Nielsen, you don't know how it is. You're a fucking sissy. But I do know that that shook my granddad up pretty bad. And this was a guy who had already been deep in the shit in North Africa, you could say, as a scout. Pretty messed up. But that shook him. And I don't know why, because Granddad had killed plenty of men in hand-to-hand encounters. As a scout, you must remember that he was very isolated. He was very far from his own unit. So if stealth failed him, or the desert, the night didn't conceal him, well, it's just you and that other guy. Or eliminating a sentry, for instance. But something about what happened when Patton and the quote green wing of the Thunderbirds got first entered into the inland Mediterranean theater. That really fucked with his head, you could say. Anyhow, true story. I can't, there's no invitations for me to sit down and plop this out in front of a bunch of impressionable elementary school students. But that's a completely different topic. Anyhow, thanks for listening. I thought it was kind of a cool story. But it also kind of, I don't know, shatters some of the, I hope it shatters some of the last illusions that some of us have about our awesome forebears, our greatest generation or whatever. And I say this as an American. I understand that that Brits and French often get a lot of stick, for their role in just the Allied effort in general, the cause of democratic, liberal Western civilization, capitalist Western civilization, right? But really, in no way does America's shit not stink. I can feel nothing but shame. And, I don't even know why. It's not like I participated, right? But that's a part of my mom's dad. And it never went away from him all the way up to the day he died. He'd have horrible nightmares. He'd flip out and try and strangle his wife, my grandma, and their children. He would attack them. He'd grab a knife. He'd, I don't know what they call that today. Complex PTSD? Not sure. Anyhow, there's plenty of men that are destroyed by war that aren't just blown to bits or fucking shot through the skull. Even though in some ways they just might as well have been, you know. Anyhow, I've been rambling long enough. There's your cool story. There's your there's your based boomer moment. Take it easy, folks.